Open my eye.
According to the Bible, the son of sacrifice was Isaac. According to the passages of the Quran and authentic narrations, I must stress authentic narrations, the sacrificed son was Ishmael. David Wood is going to attempt to discredit the Muslim position regarding the son of sacrifice being Ishmael by quoting early Muslims who had the opinion that it was Isaac. But this will not get him very far, and I will deal with this point in the rebuttals, inshallah, if he brings it up. Now the Bible also supports the Muslim position regarding Ishmael being the sacrificial son. I will quote to you the following passage. Genesis chapter 22 says the following. God said, "Take your son, your only son who you love, Isaac." According to Strong's Concordance, the word yachid was seen by the ancient Jews to mean only begotten son, as the theological word book of the Old Testament confirms. Also, according to Gesenius' lexicon, the word yachid means only, especially only begotten or only child. Hence, the way an ancient Jew would read this passage is in the following way. Take your son, your only begotten son. I would like David to also explain to us that when was Isaac the only begotten son of Abraham? If Ishmael was 14 years older than Isaac, then this means that for 14 years Ishmael was the one and only begotten son of Abraham.
In Genesis 22, we'll be talking about this quite a bit tonight. I just want to put it in context here. In Genesis 22, God commands Abraham to sacrifice his son Isaac. That's what the text says. Abraham takes his son Isaac to the region of Moriah, and as they're walking up one of the mountains there, Isaac asks his father Abraham, "Where is the lamb for the burnt offering?" And Abraham answers, "God himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering." A little later, when Abraham is about to sacrifice his son Isaac, God stops him because God was only testing him. Then Abraham looks and sees a ram caught by its horns, and Abraham offers the ram as a sacrifice. But what about that lamb? He had his offering there in the ram, but Abraham had said that God's going to provide a lamb. And where was it? Abraham's a prophet.
You know, it's funny, in Genesis chapter 22, when David Wood mentions the fact that a lamb was given, in Genesis 22 it says that Abraham named that mountain Yahweh will provide. The problem is, according to Exodus chapter 6, Abraham never even knew of the name Yahweh, so there's a contradiction there. I would like David Wood to explain to us that if he's going to quote the Bible as a proof text, he has to first explain the contradiction in the Bible about Ishmael's age. Was Ishmael 17, who mocked Isaac and sent to Arabia, or was he a baby who was carried to Arabia? See, if your Bible's got a contradiction in it, if you're going to fabricate the story in it, quoting a line from it ain't really going to help you much. Also, if you're going to keep talking about the covenant was passed from Isaac to Jacob, look, it's the Jews, you have to refute the proof text that your Bible has got that shows a prophet's going to come from among the descendants of Ishmael. You have to refute those. If not, that shows Ishmael was part of the covenant. And if Ishmael was circumcised as a sign of the covenant, how would it be that the covenant was only with Isaac? It's common sense.
Genesis chapter 22. He says that the phrase "your only son," and this is a common argument. He says that the phrase "your only son" shows that the passage is actually about Ishmael. So notice what he's saying here. Abraham is taking Isaac with him, and God says "your only son," and Zakir says, "Well, this must mean Ishmael, not Isaac." Now, what's the problem? Ishmael has already been expelled from the house. He's already gone. Who is Abraham's only son that he still has with him? That would be Isaac. And so it's perfectly clear what this verse means. It's obviously Isaac throughout the passage, and yet a Muslim will read this and say, obviously Ishmael. I don't know. I mean, if we're going to do that, if we're just going to look at passages and say they mean whatever we want them to, great, I can pick up the Quran and read it all and say, okay, Jesus is Lord. I mean, if we're just going to do that.
I'm gonna. Enough!
Take your son, your only begotten son. I would like David to also explain to us that when was Isaac the only begotten son of Abraham?
Hello, I apologize. My colleague here forgot to say please.
So, then back to Genesis 22, it says, oh, Isaac was the only son with him, the only begotten son, the text says. Now, if I've got a son that lives in Birmingham with me and one's in Australia, this son's still not my only begotten son. So I want you to tell us, when was Isaac the only begotten son of Abraham?
One question. MC Mikey. MC
Folks, I'm very, very disappointed tonight. He didn't answer any of my points. He avoided them because he can't answer them.
That's harsh, man.
It's no secret, but these apologists are experienced, you see. When they can't answer the question, they're silent on it. Or they're spinning around. But people who watch this on YouTube are going to know you avoided my questions. So folks, people who watch this on YouTube and see this debate, they will know he avoided most of my questions, so the covenant was with Ishmael and Isaac.
Everybody calm down!
We love them both, they were both prophets. It's not Ishmael or Isaac or Jesus or Muhammad. Truth stands out from error. Assalamu alaikum.
Cowabunga.
قولوا آمنا بالله وما أنزل إلينا وما أنزل إلى إبراهيم وإسماعيل وما أنزل إلى إبراهيم وإسماعيل وإسماعيل وإسحاق ويعقوب والأسباط وما أوتي موسى وعيسى وما أوتي النبيون من ربهم لا نفرق بين أحد منهم ونحن له مسلمون.
Here we come, Allah, here we come to serve you. Here we come, Allah, here we come.